Two. Yo, so we are back, as you guys always hear me say, but we are back with a very, very special episode of Novice Talk with Alex Cherry on behalf of Swid Life as well. We are excited to be here, and I have a special guest with y'all. She just released an amazing EP, and we're gonna get into all the details later. But for now, I'm gonna let her introduce herself, and then we're gonna jump right into it.
All right. Hi, my name is Vesta. I'm a Virginia-based singer-songwriter. I'm not really sure what more to say. That's who I am.
Okay, no, that's fine. Vesta, so we are here on Novice Principles. And a big thing for us is principles, playing off the name. So what is something that I guess words that you live by on a day-to-day basis?
Um, in general, or when it comes to like my music life?
Let's go music.
Okay, cool. It's hard for me to stick by it most times. I feel like a lot of people who have followed my music know that I tend to have like these episodes where I don't want to make music anymore, which is not true. It's just, what artists do. I'll say that my principle has been for a couple years now, you're always one song away. And that kind of just keeps you in the headspace to, keep going. This could be the song. And if it's not that song, this could be the song. And, it's just a repeating process.
So how do you know, like, what that song is? Or like, have you even had a moment like that where you're like, okay, like this is the song that like is gonna stick?
I mean, I've had songs that I thought were going to stick. I've had songs that I wanted to release, but I couldn't legally release, that I felt like if I could have, they probably would have, I probably could have used them as a catalyst for my career.
Okay.
But I don't want to say that you ever really know. And I don't ever release music with the thought process that, oh, I know this is going to be the one. I just kind of do it. And then I hope something comes of it. And if it doesn't, you're still always one song away. No matter how many songs you put out, you're always one song away from another opportunity.
Okay. I like that. So let's take a step back. And let's start at the beginning now. When did you understand? When did you know, or like really start to figure out that you wanted to pursue music, like full throttle?
I think I knew right away. I started writing at a really young age, but I didn't start taking music like really seriously and like putting it out until my freshman year of high school. So off rip, I felt like I was taking it seriously. I wanted to make it my career path, whatever. But then, you can only do so much as a teenager who still has to go through school.
Yeah.
There's life expenses and stuff like that as you're getting older. So I want to say now is when I decided to kind of take it more seriously. I think that throughout my journey, which I've talked about in other interviews and such, I've learned that a lot of the situations I was in, I could have used as an opportunity to, again, catapult myself in another place. But when you're in these tough situations, you kind of just feel like, woe is me, the world is out to get me, blah, blah, blah. I don't even remember where I was going with that, but
I caught on. I caught on because you really started talking about, how, and I think I'm picking up as well on the fact that, you've had certain situations, and you've had a lot of situations to where, those could have been instances where things could have happened for you earlier as opposed to, where they may be now.
Yeah.
But I think there's a blessing in that. I think that everything, for me, I think everything happens for a reason. I think that those certain situations were kind of just like maybe, not steering you away, but maybe like redirecting you towards your path to, where you are now. Like I keep in my head, I'm like, okay, we're gonna talk about the EP, but we're gonna get to it later.
Yeah.
Because I like it is good, and I think it speaks. I think the EP speaks a lot to like that progress that you've probably seen in yourself, but that you're also seeing it and just progressing it for real, for real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think with the journey comes a lot of accountability
Mm-hmm.
you have to take for where you are, and for like the energy that you put in your music and whatever it is that you want to do. So I'll definitely say that now is probably the time that I'm taking it at least a little bit more seriously than I was before.
Okay.
And I think that it shows.
That's good. No, yeah, that's good. So you being from Virginia, what does being a Virginia artist mean to you?
Um, I This is a tricky one because Virginia has this thing about, I feel like people take a lot of pride in being from Virginia, considering the history in the music industry. Um, but actually being in the area
Mm,
and trying to get out of it,
mm,
beyond it is it's kind of tough because everybody wants to appear like they're supporting each other, but it's really like crabs in a bucket. You know what I'm saying?
got
So
you.
I think that a lot of us have kind of just gotten stuck in like a loop, of trying to figure out whether or not we even want to pursue music full
Mm.
time just because of what's going on at home.
Yeah.
Um, so it's definitely changed a lot. I think that being an artist from VA, I still take pride in it, but it's not the same as it was maybe like 2016.
Mm.
But it could have a lot to do with the pandemic too. The shows slowed down, people stopped hanging
Yeah.
out, stuff
I
like
would
that.
say I feel like it could be that, and I think it's probably one of the hardest things to hit on. And I love that you said that because most of the times, like I'll ask that question, and I'll get like Virginia artists, Virginia music is so great, like we got everything going,
Mhm.
and I feel like that is the case. I do feel like that is the
Right, yeah.
case, like where we're in a space to where now you're seeing so many Virginia artists like starting to blossom at the same time.
Hmm.
I love that. But you are like really hitting on like those real points of like the Virginia artists who, like yourself are still in Virginia, and kind of have to deal with the realities of being there as opposed to, what like everybody else sees on that creative standpoint.
Hmm. Right.
Yeah, and I think and that speaks volumes. I think that definitely speaks volumes. But I think for y'all it's tougher, because Virginia isn't like heavily sought out, and we're just now seeing Virginia like moving into that space to where now people are like really like seeking y'all out.
Hmm.
I think that'll definitely pay dividends, in the future for real for y'all.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. And so who do you have anybody in mind that like you haven't worked with from Virginia that like you would love to collaborate with in the future?
Um, Damn, that's gonna take a lot of thought. All the people that I want to work with from Virginia, um, they're either not consistently making music anymore, or they left Virginia, or we've talked about it, and you know how artists get where we kind of just talk about it and then we don't ever do it.
Never do it.
I'll say I definitely want to work with Zara Bash, um, Denuzo. Man, there's a lot of artists out here though. But there's a lot of people who stopped. So it's like hard to tell. I want to work with more female artists.
Okay.
So like Tiara Imani. I definitely want to work with her. I have worked with her a little bit in the background. I would love to work with Mac. She inspires me heavily just because she reminds me so much of Solange, and I'm obsessed with Solange. Lex Lucent.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
Very
there's
familiar.
another girl. What is her name? What is her name? It's like Maya something. I
Ooh.
don't know.
Oh, nah, I don't got it. It's not
I
sticking.
don't know her name. She actually was on one of Trippie Redd's recent albums.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go back. I'm gonna have to
I
go
don't
back.
know if she's from Virginia though, but I think she was based out of Virginia Beach for a while.
Mm.
I don't know, but any woman artist that you can think of in Virginia, I want to work with her because I just feel like I went so long making music, like in the beginning,
Mm.
thinking like, damn, there's no like other artists, like female artists. Like I'm tired of all these producers and rappers wanting to work with me.
Rappers.
Like I'm
Yeah.
good. I'm so good. I like the
Yeah.
whole like women empowerment thing, or like having the girl groups. Like that stuff is fun. So I definitely want to be more a part of that than anything.
Okay.
I feel bad that I only listed 2 male artists, but there's plenty out there. There's just
It's plenty, and I hope anybody watching this doesn't take it to heart. You know, I hope y'all don't take it to heart. But nah, okay. So, and I think another point that I want to hit on, because you talked about a little about your difficulties and everything, with your writing, and like people saying that you take these like long stints of not releasing music and coming out. What do you like? What difficulties cause that for you, or like what causes that? Is it like writer's block, or like is it just you're not going through anything at the time? What's that like for you? Like having those long spans of not releasing music.
it's probably a combination of both. I do get writer's block pretty often, especially if I don't have time in my life to read. I feel like I get a lot of inspiration from reading if I'm not going through something. So honestly, it just comes when it comes, and I stop trying to force it. I kind of just I just trust my brain. So if nothing's coming up, I'm not going to force it, because then I get frustrated, or I lose my my drive to want to make music because I feel like it's too hard or whatever. So yeah, the long hiatuses, I don't mean to take forever. A lot of times I'll like finish stuff and then I feel like it doesn't sound as good as I need it to, so I'll take it back to the beginning or whatever, and it usually just kind of trickles into the back burner, because again, real life stuff, I don't get to just put my passions on the forefront and live that full time. So it's a lot more to it than writer's block, but oftentimes it has been. And I mean, as far as like the stuff that I've been releasing recently, I won't say it's all personal stuff that I've been going through, but I do have friends that are pretty consistent with their own stuff.
Okay.
And they have all of their resources. They produce, they mix and master and all that stuff. So, hanging out with them more often has helped me kind of get back in my zone. And I've been co-writing a lot too, so that helps too. I kind of like strayed away from co-writing for a while, because everybody talks about my pen and how I'm so good and blah blah blah, and I just feel like I have to live up to this standard.
For sure.
But fuck that. I'm definitely co-writing. If anybody's watching this and wants to co-write with me, I'm open to it.
Hey, yeah, I'm set it up for sure. Okay, so for you, like for you personally in like your music, the difficulties. What am I trying to say? So the difficulties for you. So how do you like? What inspires you, or like what has inspired you to like break out of that like that hiatus?
I don't know if there's anything specific that kind of inspired me to do it. I think that I just came to terms with the fact that there's a lot of things that I'm passionate about, and that I don't have to only be a music artist just because people want music from me. So I just started to enjoy music the way that I enjoy music and how I enjoy making it, and then putting it out. And whether or not anybody listens to it, I can't care, because it's either this or there's all the other things that I like to do. And I don't really think that I want to view music as politics.
Job.
Yeah, as a job. Like I don't want to do that. I want to just, if people like it, they like it. And like with the new algorithms and stuff and like TikTok and whatever, it's so much easier to just enjoy what you're doing, because I feel less like I'm competing with people and more like we're just all having fun and making things and just enjoying each other or whatever. I feel like it's definitely, we're coming into a new age of like people supporting people.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think and it also comes with like and you're gonna get this. They won't get it unless they're really like tapped in with you, but like trying to get like find your target audience.
Yeah.
And so with that, like coming into TikTok and everything, you utilizing TikTok, one, who do you feel like is your target audience? Two, how has using TikTok helped you along the way?
Okay, for starters, I caption my videos like that just because it makes people feel it's a more personable experience.
Okay.
You like
Yeah.
come across my stuff.
Mhm.
So I don't necessarily think I have a target audience. I don't think I have a sound. I don't think that I conform to one genre of music or anything like that. So when I say target audience, I just mean if you like it, you're the target. Like that's it.
For sure.
So that answers that. Wait, what was the other question?
How has TikTok, you using TikTok, like helped you with like your music? I know you talk about like it being, just like it just being fun and it also being like generic and everything. But there's still like the algorithm to it and like being able to get your music out there. So like how has TikTok been beneficial for you in like, pushing the music, especially with the new project being out?
I honestly didn't even plan on using TikTok as a marketing strategy at all. I've been on this kind of thing where I, do my own thing on Twitter, I'll do my own thing on Twitch, my own thing on TikTok, whatever. And if it all just happens to tie in together and people listen to my music, that's cool. But I want to say when I dropped the single from the EP, my friend Elijah, who produced the song, was like, yeah, you need to just do one of those TikTok challenges. Like you're getting a lot of like attention on a lot of your other funny TikToks or whatever. If you just post consistently and you post your music or whatever, it'll blow up, guaranteed. And I was like, okay. And they didn't blow up per se, but they definitely did a lot better than I thought they would. I know a lot of people do like the, posting my music every day until I blow up thing. And they don't really get a lot of attention for it. I don't know what it is. I think TikTok is better with hashtags, first of all. So the way that they formulate their For You page and stuff is like, it's A1, it's perfect. And then aside from that, I just already had the audience. I already had like the following or whatever. And it probably sounds a way to, maybe women, but it's kind of easier to, what I'm saying,
for sure.
when you're a woman. Yeah. It's a little easier. It's a little bit easier.
Little, but it doesn't take away from the talent. It doesn't.
Right. So that helps. Being funny helps. Being a woman helps. Hashtagging VA helps because at the end of the day, people really do like root for VA. Yeah. At least on social media.
At least on social media.
Right.
I agree. I definitely agree.
Yeah. So that's basically how I've been doing it. Just kind of like winging it, to be honest. Some hashtags.
Okay. So what do you like to do in your free time as opposed to, making music and TikTok?
Shoot. Lately I've been doing a lot of gaming, to be honest. I'm not used to having so much free time. I'm usually working all the time, but I took a bit of a break, I want to say for like 2 months now, which is how I've been able to come up with all these music ideas and whatever. Humble. That's really all I'm doing. I'm gaming in my free time. I might binge watch a show or some shit, but I don't really do too much. Just normal people stuff. Okay.
I'm gonna say, what games you play?
I'm learning a lot of new games. I'm hanging on to my childhood by a thread. So I've been playing Halo. I got into Brawlhalla, which I'm sure you don't know what that is, but
I don't know that.
It's like a fighting game. A lot of people compare it to Smash, but it's nothing like Smash.
Okay, that's hard.
And then I like to play horror games, so I've been playing Dead by Daylight, Back for Blood, and then I just downloaded this game called like Project Winter, which is like Among Us, but it's not. I don't know, just things like that.
Okay, cool.
We learning.
No, that's hard. That's very hard, and that's why I like utilizing this space to allow y'all to, really just like be personable. I feel like a lot of times, we get caught up in just y'all's music, regardless of it being great. Like I feel like y'all don't get to really tell y'all stories the way that y'all want to.
Low key don't get to be people.
Exactly, and I think that's hard, and I see it when people like are messaging y'all things like, oh, like when you gonna drop, and it just adds like extra pressure on y'all. So when do you know that when did you know that, this was the right time to drop? I know like you probably get like a lot of pressure from everybody. You probably get that question so many times about like when you gonna drop and everything. So when did you know like now was the time to, just drop something?
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't give it any thought at all.
Okay.
I just finally finished something that I felt like was better than the first EP I released. And I was like, shit, let's just drop it. When it's done, we'll just drop it whenever. And then see how it goes. I mean, I guess I did play into the timing a little bit because the original release date was supposed to be when Kendrick dropped. And I was like, hell no, like,
Hell no.
we gonna push that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I didn't give this release too much of thought as far as timing, other than the fact I wanted it to come out before or during the summertime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this will. It's gonna flow through the summer. It's gonna flow through the summer.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
It will. It's good. And so now we can get into it. The L word.
Oh gosh.
Word. Great project. I got a question because I think we might have beef. Finders keepers.
Mm-hmm.
Whatchamacallit? It feels like a tease. Like I was so mad when it ended. I was mad when Finders Keepers ended because I was like, oh, like this song just needs to go longer. It's great. It's great. It's phenomenal. That's my favorite track. It's my favorite track.
Thank you.
So I just want to let you know. But no, like Finders Keepers probably is my favorite. So yeah, that was my initial thought. I said, oh, like I need it to be longer.
Man, what's crazy is that Finders Keepers actually isn't finished.
Okay.
So it was one of those songs that me and Elijah did, and we probably recorded it within like an hour. Took a break, didn't come back to it. And we had recorded all of these other songs to put on the EP. And then just some of them didn't make it. And I remember previewing Finders Keepers before on social media, and everybody acted like it was just crazy. So I was like, well, we'll just throw Finders Keepers on there and call it a day, and we'll just put a little transition and whatever.
No, yeah, it flows effortlessly, but it's like, but that's what, like, I was like, oh, I said, why'd she tease us like this? Like, that shit's hard.
I know. And I thought about finishing the song and making it a full-length song, and potentially releasing it as a video instead. But I don't know. That's what I've been talking about, but I don't want to get nobody's hopes up because usually once I tell them, I'm like,
they're gonna run with it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to do it now. So, but we'll see about it. Okay,
so how do you feel about the project now that it's out? It's been out for about a week now. So, how do you feel about
it? I got some unexpected feedback. I can't lie. I haven't done any playlisting or anything yet. And I checked the numbers today. I'm actually kind of impressed with myself, just a little bit. I personally love this project, and this is a lot because I usually am very critical of myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm pretty proud of it still. I'm definitely relieved that I'm not holding on to it anymore because, like you said, a lot of people message me about music, so that's where I am.
Okay, for sure. So what was the process like? I know you had talked about a little about Finders Keepers and then just recording everything in between. But what was this process like for you? Putting it together, deciding on 5 songs. And just like, just getting to the drop.
The whole concept for me was to have 5 different songs. Originally it was 6, but to have these songs that kind of depicted different emotions that started with L, rather than everyone thinking, oh, this means love.
Love, yeah.
Right. So I wanted a song about loyalty. I wanted a song about love, obviously. Lust, limerence, which is I don't know, a lot of people don't know what limerence is, but it's like the emotion that you feel like when you are deeply infatuated with somebody, but you don't love them, you just think that you love them. Um, and then what did I say? Loyalty, lust, limerence, love, and loss. So, but I didn't necessarily explain that to anybody just because I wanted them to be able to, you know, have their own perspective.
Yeah.
But I've seen a couple write-ups here and there where they're like, oh, Vesta's talking strictly about love. And I'm like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, and I think that just comes from what I want to say, a surface level understanding of just seeing the L word and then just hearing you harmonizing, like, oh shit, like she's talking about love, but like you literally just explained, like it's deeper than that. Like, it's very deeper than that.
Yeah. I tried to stray away from having all these deep meanings on things. I honestly was going to name all of the songs after these emotions, but I was just like, I don't want to have everything so cut and dry. Like, I want people to have their own experience with my music. So that's what I left it as.
That's good. Is Lost the outro? With bruh on the voicemail?
I would say it could be. For me, the song about loss was You're Wrong.
You're Wrong? Okay.
Yeah.
I see that. I can hear it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, yeah. Okay. I'm just trying to, I'm literally just processing in my head. I'm like, nah, that's it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Okay, so what have you taken away initially, you know, right now? I know, like, over time, like, you know, you'll start to have more understanding, but like initially, like, what have you taken away from this project and going into the future?
As far as my creative process, or like,
yeah, I'll say creative process. Yeah, as far as your creative process, yeah, more so your creative process.
I say the biggest thing that I've learned is to just stop like trying to get comfortable in putting myself in a box. I've tried to kind of venture out into like alternative music. That's more of the music that I listen to anyway. So I'm definitely taking away to just like let things flow, like let things be fluid. You don't have to, you know, stick to one genre. You don't have to rush yourself to finish a song in one day.
Yeah, because I did see I see it's listed as a pop EP.
Yeah, I was pretty adamant on listing it under pop rather than, or at least alternative rather than R&B. I don't even think I have any R&B songs out. I think that a lot of my music has been like an alternative version of R&B, maybe. But I've never really tapped into R&B. I don't know why I was ever really considered an R&B artist.
Okay. Nah, yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah, I get that. I definitely get it. And it goes back to the, you know, surface level, you know, hearing like the slow melodic beats and harmonies and the singing, and it's like, oh shit, like she got a voice, so let's stick it right under R&B. You know, like what was it? What had they been calling it? Dream pop, like dream pop.
Yeah, dream pop.
And I think that's very fitting. That's very fitting.
Thank you.
So what's next? You know, what's next for you? You know, what does the rest of the year look like? You know, I know you're more, you know, like taking it a step at a time, but do you have anything like as of right now in the plans for the rest of the year?
I definitely plan on releasing another single. Potentially a video or two.
Okay.
And I'm already back in the studio. I don't know where that's gonna take me right now. But I can guarantee at least one new single, at least one.
Okay. Love it. So my last question. One piece of advice that you could give anybody in the creative side, you know, just looking on the outside and, you know, what would that piece of advice be?
Stop trying to make other people proud. Like, literally, the most draining thing I've ever done is look to my peers or my family for validation. I have never been so happy with my own music, with where I am in life in general. Even if I'm not like you know, I'm not this big pop star. I don't have all of these write-ups. I'm not verified, but like I just feel like for once I know who I am as an artist.
Mhm.
And nobody can take that away from me.
Okay. I love it. I'm sorry. I don't know if you heard that.
I did hear that.
Yeah, I don't know what they got going on over there. But okay, I love that. I think that's that's great. And I think especially with the times that we're in and seeing social media, and everybody feeling like they have to do something. It's just like take your time, like
Mhm.
run your own race. Like everything that's supposed to happen for you will happen.
Yeah,
You gotta put the work in, but it's like just let it happen. Just let it
for
happen.
sure, for sure. And take accountability.
Right.
Take some accountability for where you are. Seriously.
Okay. Well, Vesta, we appreciate you stopping by on our principles on behalf of Sweat Life. Did you have any last words?
Follow me on Twitch. That'd be at Vestturd. If you can't spell it, y'all got my Twitter. It's I'm Vesta.
We'll put it in the description so that way y'all can make sure that y'all go follow her.
Mm-hmm.
And so Vesta, we appreciate you coming on the Novice Principles podcast to talk with us. Y'all make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. Y'all go follow Vesta. Y'all go listen to the L Word. Go run her streams up. Good ass music.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. We will tap in with y'all next time.